Hello, my name is Maria Reardon and welcome to the CDETB Adult Education Service. The following stories were researched and written by students from the South Inner City Adult Education Service last spring. These stories were published in a book of student writings in December 2020. These are stories of personal learning journeys and of the local history and landscape of the Ringsend and Dublin 4 area. Reading from their own work this evening are Margaret Rooney, Terry Smith, Mary O'Neill and Bernie Becker. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Margaret and this is the Poolbeg Chimneys by me. The Pigeon House power station now closed. It's situated behind Poolbeg, an area with a rich history. In 1649, Cromwell landed there with an army of 8,000 foot soldiers and 4,000 horse soldiers, and an arsenal of cannons and weapons. Later, after the 1798 rebellion, a military barracks was built at Poolbeg. The officers' accommodation and remnants of the barracks still exist today. Electricity was first produced at Poolbeg in 1903. And it was the first station in the world to produce three-phase electricity. A modern station was built in two separate phases in the 1960s. The ESB decided to construct the station in 1965, and the initial development was completed in 1971. And the building of units 1 and 2 at the cost of 20 million Irish pounds. The thermal station chimneys at the plant are among the tallest structures in Ireland and are visible from most of Dublin City. Number 1 chimney is 680 feet 9 inches and number 2 chimney is 1 inch taller. Dublin City Councillor and historian Dermot Lacey began a process to list the chimneys for preservation to safeguard their future after the station was to close in 2010. This was later refused by the Council Planning Department. They were subsequently listed as protected structures in July 2014. The chimneys have become the iconic backdrop to the city, whether it's in films, music videos, photographs, or television soaps. They're the first structures you see clearly when you fly into Dublin and the last you see when you fly out. In 2016, one of the chimneys was climbed by a Danish boy called Oliver while on holiday in Ireland. He filmed the climbing of the chimney himself, and this can be seen on YouTube. Chimney art has become very popular with many artists and photographers, as you can see if you ever visit the Jam Factory shop on Patrick Street.
If you work for years in steel fabrication, it was not saying that I didn't have time to have good writing skills. I went to return to college to improve my English and personal writing skills. The work I do helps me to understand what has been said to me and greater to be able to understand English language. It is hard for me, but I believe I am getting better at my handwriting. Show improvements. My study has come on leaps and bounds. To be able to spell better has helped me write down things confidently on paper. It was hard for me to understand at first, but the work I have done with the tutor has helped me really come on forward. Also working on the computer improves my spelling to me. It improves to have English, better language behind me.
Hi, my name is Mary, and this is a piece I wrote from Mission Hall to Fairplay Cafe. The former Mission Hall is located on York Road, Ringsend, facing the River Liffey. Its beautiful facade has been kept as it was over 100 years ago, when the two sisters of the famous Bewley family decided to build it as a YMCA. The sisters were both very interested in helping people get a foot on the ladder and built a number of halls as far as Crumlin and other areas. They enlisted the help of William Fry solicitors to become trustees and gave them a brief, namely that the hall was to be used in perpetuity for the good of the people of Ringsend. Over the years, the hall has been used for religious service, etc. Then in the 1990s, Joe Donnelly, a local man, was approached by the aging trustees, now all in their 80s, to take over the hall and restore it to a mission hall. Joe said no to all this. Instead, he wanted to make it a more workable business with a charity focus. The trustees gave it some thought and had to agree that this was a more beneficial way to go. Joe himself called it Mission Impossible. But when he let people know what his vision was, he was bowled over by the numbers who gave their time and skills to get it up and running. It was a success, and the Fairplay Cafe, also known as the Anchorage, has been feeding the village and all the office workers around the area for a number of years now. I use the cafe regularly, and the food is excellent, with an array of sandwiches, soups and wraps, as well as the hot meals prepared and cooked on the premises. Joe and his wife Sharon help many charities with the proceeds of the cafe, taking the Bewley sisters' wishes to another level. I'm sure they would be very content to know that their mission is still going strong over 100 years later. In the same building, there is also a kiddies creche used by the locals and a fabulous garden centre where Joe sells plants in the summertime. His own begonias fill the outside area, which he has set up as a lovely cafe. He has transformed it into an outside eating area where you can sit in glorious sunshine and enjoy what's on the menu of the day.
Hi, I'm Bernie Becker, and I'm going to read you a small piece from a history of Borland Mill. The two cut-stone mini skyscrapers of the Borland's flour mill were built in the 1830s by Thomas Pym, and in 1873 he sold them to Patrick Borland, owner of the nearby Borland Bakery. And by 1911 it was one of the largest mills in Ireland, producing thousands of barrels of flour annually. Now, my first memory of the mill was as a very young child, living on Mackin Street, just a stone's throw from the flour mill and the bakery. And we'd go there to buy cakes. And as you were walking, the smell of the bread and the cakes would fill the air. Now, Borland was a great provider of employment for countless generations of workers from Ringsend and Pearse Street. My family members worked between there and the Dock Milling Company, which was a few doors down on Barrow Street. I have fond memories of meeting my dad from work and walking home on a summer evening, and of Christmas parties for the children, and then Christmas parties for my children when they were grown up. My brother worked there as the weighbridge man until it closed. The mill played a major role in the industrial, commercial and social life in the area. The constant noise of the machinery and the hustle and bustle ceased when it closed in 2001. A sad loss for all the employees and for all involved in the daily running of the mill. Borland's complex was purchased for around 300 million by Google, and it can be renamed Borland's Quay, with 3 new buildings constructed. A part of the complex will be demolished and some parts will be restored as they are protected structures. Thank you.